there's a lot of publicity with the fight based on the fact that I was a legislator and created the commission, but I'm really excited that it's actually brought a spotlight onto the sport and shown that multiple people enjoy it. Yeah. That all people from all walks of life. I'm just a regular guy. I got 3 kids. I'm married. I work downtown Cheyenne, and I'm just enthusiastic about the fight. I've been a fan since 1993, since UFC 1. And there's just a diverse group of people who enjoy this, and I hope that this fight shows to a lot of people that this is a great thing, and this is a fun sport that a lot of people can enjoy.
Sure. Do you feel like your presence is I mean, do you see yourself as an ambassador for sport?
I hope so. I really do hope that this helps MMA grow statewide, and not just grow in the number of events, but really grow in people's understanding of it. That it isn't a street fight; it's a sport. It's like kicking a soccer ball down the hallway. It's not a soccer game. You know, and there's, so you can't make the correlations. It's totally different. You see some of the same moves. Kicking a soccer ball down the hallway is a kick, right? But it's totally different, and there's strategies in the game. Some guys in an odd bar fight, a punch is thrown, but it's not the same. It's not the same strategy. It's not the same sport. It's not the same protections. And so to see that and be that way that people can connect to the sport is what I'm excited about.
Sure, great. Can you tell me a little bit about the training that you've done?
The training
for
the specific fight, or for when I started,
maybe a little bit of both.
Okay, I started for fitness, and I actually remember it was 5 years ago. I used to lift to just always in the gym, always lifting and doing things, and I saw a video of it was Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk, and he wasn't fighting; it was his training regimen. And I went, that's the training regimen I want to do. That's intense. Because I was doing some CrossFit stuff and different pieces at the time, and I said, that is really intense. And then I thought, well, if you want to do that training, you should pair it with other stuff he's doing. And that's when I started doing Muay Thai. And then there's Jiu-Jitsu later on after Muay Thai, so I signed up for the Jiu-Jitsu. And as time went on, I did these different pieces. I had the opportunity 2 years ago to go to Fairtex in Thailand, which is one of the top Muay Thai schools in the world. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that. That was a great trip, and we got, I think I learned a lot out of it. And in my training in Jiu-Jitsu, I've mainly trained out of Easton Jiu-Jitsu, which is down at Easton Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is down in Denver. They have 5 places, and there's a lot of really talented people who train out of there. And I've had an opportunity, only as good as your competition, to train with really good people.
Sure. It looks like a really nice facility.
It's a really great facility. It's a big one, and they have an octagon, some mats, they have hang-up bags, and they've got them all over the place. And it's a good facility for the training that they do, and a lot of top fighters, like I said. Specifically, training though for the fight is a lot more intense. And when you think about training for a fight, it's 3 3-minute rounds with a minute in between. But it's not about training for 3 3-minute rounds. What it's about is training for something that will be more difficult than what you think it is, and that is what can you drag you into deep water, nearly drowned, and then you come out. So the training's an hour and a half, and my coaches, some of them have fought in Pride, some of them, almost all of them are pro fighters.
Sure.
And so really what I do is I get beat up, absolutely beat up for an hour to 2 hours on every practice 5 days a week, and so I have yet to quote unquote what people would perceive as a win. In anything, because what it is anybody want to fight if you punch somebody and land on top, but how do you win once you've been punched and someone's on top of you? And so things go great, and it's a smooth fight, I'll be fine. But what the training is when you have no energy left, and you're at zero, and your body's just a drone, and your coach is screaming for you to hip out. Can you do that? Right. That function? And that's what I hope will work. Having not done this before in front of a crowd. This should be what works. However, it works in training really well, and so it'll take me places that I haven't been. The training's really hard. I've broken my nose twice. I've had 4 black eyes, 4 busted lips, herniated disc in my neck. I have a stress fracture in my foot, and I am bleeding on every elbow and knee. And so one of the things that's great is my wife gets new sheets on May 26th because there's too much blood stain on her current sheets.
Are you nervous?
Nervous excitement. I'm really excited to do it. I'm excited to get there. I've worked hard. I've had a good camp. I've done all the practices. I wish it was today. But it's always going. There was always a day that will always be 24 hours or 48 hours a day. It seems it seemed too far away when we started training 3 or 4 months ago. But now I just want it. I want it bad because we've trained and we've done all the steps and we've taken where we need to go to get there.
Yeah, awesome. What does this fight mean to you personally?
This fight for me is a fun opportunity to take on something that maybe I wouldn't do before. I didn't pass this legislation thinking I would ever fight. I passed legislation because I thought it would be the right thing to do for a sport that I'm passionate about. When they came to me and asked me to want to fight, well, this is an opportunity for me to step outside my comfort zone, challenge myself, because nobody's really, really excited about getting in front of 1,000 people and locking a door behind you. Standing in a cage, 2 guys like Thunderdome.
Yeah.
But you're pumped for the event, for the training, for all these different pieces, and to use the skills that your coaches have taught you, and to walk through all the different steps. And so the fight for me is also an opportunity for me to take on something that will be difficult for me to do. It's not an easy win. Fighting a guy who's fought before and won all these different pieces. So it's a great challenge for me, and I like to rise to the challenge.